Here are 7 YouTube animators who perfectly represent the 7 deadly sins. Starting with lust, which is best shown by YouTuber Rocky Raccoon, whose bright and colorful animations were only a cover-up for his disturbing operations. Back in January 2021, Rocky would upload a highly controversial video to his channel, clearly implying some inappropriate themes. But while this video alone sparked concerns from fans, Rocky only pushed back harder, releasing a now-deleted video in 2021 featuring the infamous Young Hee doll from the hit show Squid Game. Since the character was clearly modeled after a child, this immediately set off alarm bells across social media. And now with the internet calling for his head, Rocky would go live to defend himself, only to make things worse.
I did not mean to in any way sexualize the Squid Game doll. At first, I also did not that the girl was supposed to be a child, and because it's just a doll, it's not a real person, it's just a doll.
However, just when you thought Rocky couldn't sink any lower, fans discovered that despite the young audience he had built for himself, he was disturbingly using this following to promote his Patreon, which featured explicit content. Rocky is Diddy Bro, but with furries. Rocky just gives off so many bad vibes. Say, Rocky, I hear you like 'em young. Following this backlash, his reputation instantly collapsed almost overnight, with his channel going from over 1 million views per video to barely scratching 20,000 views. But while Rocky's unquenchable lust led to years of his hard work going down the drain, Nutshell Animation's sin of sloth would cost him the trust of his 10 million followers. Back in 2018, Nutshell Animations quickly took the internet by storm with his short, punchy animation videos, which paired simple, expressive cartoon characters with fast-paced humor.
And if you're gonna call me cute, then you bet you Stop.
And though it seemed innocent at first glance, with each video raking in millions of views, a disturbing truth would soon be revealed. As in January 2025, a YouTuber by the name of Beto999 would come forward claiming that Nutshell had been secretly hiring other animators to do all of the animations for him, while never giving any of them credit.
Fun fact, they literally pay animators to animate for them. These animations aren't theirs. Which in and of itself isn't really a big deal. Like, sure, it's kind of scummy to, steal an audio and then on top of that do none of the work and have other people do it for you. I agree, it's scummy, but what really kind of shocked me and again raised the red flag wasn't necessarily that he was paying for animations, but more for the fact that I did not see any kind of credits given to said animators ever.
Following these accusations, Nutshell's animators would then step forward, claiming these accusations to be true, but also revealing that Nutshell was severely underpaying them despite the channel's huge earnings. Exposing this company. I work for this dude. They pay animators $50 to make a fully animated TikTok with the worst sounds I've ever heard and give 0 credits. It may sound like a lot, but trust me, it's horrible pay compared to how many hours go into animating each animation and how much they get for them. Their monthly pay is around $234,000. Bros are greedy. With this information now out in the open, the internet wasted no time adding their own opinions on the matter. I feel bad for the animators, having to animate such weird and cringy stuff. They are getting paid $50 to make content farms. That's actually wild. Fun fact, $6.50 per hour is below minimum wage. Minimum wage is required by law to be at least $7.25 per hour. But to make matters worse, the situation would only darken further when allegations also revealed that Nutshell was specifically exploiting kids so he could get away with paying them far less than they deserved.
Most of his animators are minors or were minors when they started working for him. Most. Like, he has 20, I guarantee that most of them were minors. He is just clearly reaching out to young people. And it's not because there's a shortage of adult animators. They are literally everywhere. It's because, like this guy, they just know their worth.
Nutshell better pick up that ukulele and start singing us an apology, bro. In the end, Nutshell still posts, but due to his lazy and unethical practices, the channel will never fully recover its reputation. Much like controversial YouTuber Bella the Wolf, whose wrath led her to push boundaries that no one should cross. Back in August 2024, Bella the Wolf sparked outrage on the internet after releasing a video showing Jesus kissing Allah. Due to its offensive and blasphemous nature, the video triggered outrage on the internet, with millions of people immediately calling her out. Imagine keeping a child in your womb for 9 months and they turn out like this. People were even starting petitions in her comments to get her banned from YouTube. But despite this backlash, Bella wouldn't listen, as she would later take things to a whole new level by attacking beloved Minecraft YouTuber Technoblade, even going as far as doxing a child.
Who goes on the internet by Bella the Wolf, put my son, and here he is, that's Miles, put Miles' number on a Discord server, said that it was hers, and told people to call. But the worst part about it was, today I checked his phone while he was at school, and there was voicemails and text messages saying the N-word.
Due to how serious this was, the internet wouldn't let this slide, and with the criticism pouring in from every corner, Bella would shockingly go on the defensive by faking a serious medical diagnosis to generate sympathy.
I want to inform y'all that I have 4th stage of cancer, and it has been very difficult for me to deal with it.
But as you can imagine, the internet wasted no time in calling her out for her irony. Bella, cancer doesn't exist. Also, Bella, I was diagnosed with cancer. I'm willing to bet my last Olive Garden breadstick this isn't real. In the end, Bella did finally apologize for all her actions, but by then the damage was already done, leaving her with no other choice but to vanish from the platform. But while Bella's constant wrath led to her own downfall, Shappy Sway's greed would lead him to push past all morals just for views and money. First launching his channel back in 2023, Shappy Sway rose to fame for his signature art style featuring cute stuffed animal characters and bright friendly visuals often associated with kids' cartoons. However, it wasn't long before many viewers started to notice the questionable scenes being shown in their videos.
Hey bro, do you want money?
Yeah, sure.
Come with me.
Crappy, this is me as a girl. Crappy, it's just a filter. Get off me!
And once parents and creators realized just how inappropriate it was for these young viewers, the internet was left in outrage. Bro is actually one short away from being banned. Cancel Shappy button. But despite this hate, since his shorts were generating millions of views every upload, Shappy would go on the defensive by shockingly placing the entire blame on the parents of the kids watching his content. And unfortunately, this defensive act didn't stop here, as he soon took to his community tab, posting cryptic messages and throwing shade to his haters. Thank you for over 50 million views and almost 1 million likes in a week. To the real ones who get that we're just a cartoon tagged not for kids, we love you. You're the reason we keep making this wild stuff. And to the haters, thanks for juicing our algorithm with your outrage comments. Let's be honest, you've seen every video, probably twice. We see you, Shappy Sway team loves you. As you can imagine, due to this rage bait response, the internet was left far from happy. People like this give genuine animators a bad rap. Honestly shocked how YouTube doesn't do anything about these type of creators. But unlike Shappy Sway, who threw away his morals for greed and money, the several copycat channels during the Bluey-gate era would lose it all after envy led them to rip off one of the most popular kids' cartoons. With over 12 million followers on YouTube, Australian TV character Bluey took the world by storm with its style centered around everyday family life, earning high viewership and numerous awards. And with success that big, the ripple effect was immediate, as YouTube was soon flooded with new channels adopting the same soft pastel animation style, but with inappropriate and disturbing scenes. Oh. And as if copying the style wasn't enough, the thumbnails were downright ridiculous, with over-the-top, misleading, and sometimes even disturbing images, all to grab clicks no matter the cost. Following this, it didn't take long for someone to push back, as one concerned parent took to the Bluey subreddit, commenting, "There is a new Bluey ripoff going around on YouTube. All I know about it is that it is not for kids and it's just all up creepy. I haven't watched it, but I saw some images and oh my gosh, nothing 18 plus as what I know, but apparently it is inappropriate, and from what I've heard, someone's kid has screamed. So please be careful and know what your kids are watching. This is going around on YouTube." This warning didn't fall on deaf ears, as not long after, many of the worst offending channels and videos were reported and eventually removed, disappearing almost as quickly as they had blown up. I feel terrible for any kid who searched up Bluey and saw these. YouTube seriously needs better regulation of kids' content on their platform. But while these Blueygate creators' envy led their channels to be terminated, VivziePop's excessive pride would lead to her becoming one of the most controversial animators on the platform. Vivienne Medrano, widely known as VivziePop, has made a name for herself in the world of online animation, with her standout shows Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Her unique animation style and bold storytelling quickly made her a recognizable name in the online community. But while her bold style earned her a massive online following, in 2016, Viv would face criticism for drawing fan art for political YouTuber Blair White. However, the artwork didn't land as intended, as a Twitter user would respond to the image with a controversial image of Blair White doing blackface and calling herself Blair Black. The criticism didn't go unanswered, as VivziePop quickly hit back, defending her artwork and letting the fan know she didn't cater to her. But even as she defended her work, the backlash continued to grow, and 2 years later, VivziePop would issue a public apology, saying she didn't follow these YouTubers or support their ideology. However, the controversies didn't stop at her drawings, as in 2020, she would face another storm of accusations after several former animators accused her of low pay and bullying. I've never seen any of Vizzy's work, as far as I know, but the more I hear about her, the more I want to avoid the things she's made. She's done a lot of shitty things, but this is basically the icing on the cake. And just when it seemed the backlash couldn't grow any larger, VivziePop would be accused of featuring Asian symbols in the Has Been Hotel, yet she would stay silent and once again not offer any apology. Ultimately, these controversies haven't fully ruined her reputation as an animator, as many still love her work, but there is still a large amount of the internet that can't see past these things, best describing her situation with this comment. To be honest, I don't think Viv is a bad person, but she is prideful and stubborn. But while VivziePop is still active on the platform, despite her string of controversies, Notiv's gluttony for explicit content would be his greatest undoing after crossing a line no one should ever cross. Starting back in 2015, Notiv became particularly known for animations and gaming content within the Roblox community, often creating short trailers for huge games like Slap Battles and Raise a Floppy 2. But behind the bright animations and playful game trailers, he wasn't quite the wholesome creator his content made him out to be, as in 2022, he was caught running a Corn Twitter account where he allegedly posted explicit Roblox content, sometimes using other people's avatars. Following these accusations, he would then go on to immediately release an apology. However, while the community seemed willing to forgive him, the truth wouldn't stay hidden for long, as in September 2023, a burner Twitter account would release a doc showing him sharing disturbing content with an underage fan and pressuring them to create Corn material as well.
The screenshot also alleges Notiv pressured Blue into making NSFW content, and that Notiv would be the one requesting NSFW content. This happened prior to Notiv being called out for his NSFW stuff, and according to Notiv, an animation of Blue was the last NSFW content he made.
Once the full scope of his actions came to light, fans immediately flooded the comments to express their anger. Why the hell do such creative people turn out to be horrible people so often? The most horrible and depressing backstab that the Roblox community received. Ultimately, the Roblox community had no choice but to turn on him, and in September 2025, his account was eventually deleted. In the end, these animators demonstrate just how quickly talent and fame can be overshadowed by personal flaws. No matter how big your following or how loved your creations, one lapse in judgment can undo everything you've built, but sometimes it's not always the fault of the creators, much like these creators who were forced to leave the platform.